and you can't find a third because your mind's in a tangle, don't go to your parents and ask, hey, what is this? Just go and consult Pythagoras. His theorem will help you find the third measure and help you achieve the greatest treasure, knowledge! With the whole world Pythagoras has shared, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Just plug in the numbers that are of use and make sure c is the hypotenuse. Shadow theorem is also okay for finding numbers another way. For instance, you know the length of c to b, then finding the rest is easiest. You put a to b over c to b, then c to b over d to b. Once you got that, the rest is pi. All you got to do is cross multiply. Now the rest is not complex. All you got to do is solve for x. Once you got x, you got the necessary sides. Then after all, you have your prize. For every distance there's a pair of coordinates from here to there. To find this length we'll need some assistance, all from the formula of distance. Formula requires concentration. Once you get it, you'll be filled with elation. At first it may be hard to swallow, so here's the distance formula as follows. The square root of delta x squared, square root of delta y squared. Find the distance from A to B, just input the coordinates necessary. The first step requires some analysis. Just do the work in the parenthesis. Now you gotta square the sum of each total. Now that you're done, you'll feel immortal. Just add the total. Now don't jump out of your chair, factor completely, or root the square. Now that you have a little more knowledge, you're that much closer to getting into college. College! We now move to a rectangular solid, knowing this figure will stop you from being solid. Use the dimensions in order to configure the diagonal of the figure. Just use the dimensions to find the diagonal, then you have the figure in your arsenal. Diagonals can be found with formula, but don't get so excited you hurt your own scapula. Length plus width times height is all squared. That's the first part of the formula, don't be scared. Just square then add the dimensions of the solid. That's all you need to know of the solid. Pythagorean triples are useful tip. It has golden plus most of the work is skipped. It has a few abnormalities. It only works in certain families. If you see two numbers of a triple, save yourself the work, make the problem simple. Use the family to find the third amount. All you need to know is how to... Triples aren't always in plain sight. Once you know what to look for, it's a delight. This triangle doesn't look like a Pythagorean triple, but the solution is actually quite simple. Instead of 9 and 12, it's 3 4 times 3. Now to fill the triple, it's 5 times 3. Now that you know it's a family, if you find the proper value, you can multiply 5 by 3. This is really cool. It's the best part yet. The only thing left to do is we're gonna beef it up. Another category of triangles that is right is a 30, 60, 90. It's fun to use like a kite. Each angle has its own measurement, so equal angles are absent. Each side has its own value, and each can stick in your mind like glue. The shortest side is always x. The hypotenuse is always 2x. Side across 60-degree angle is tricky. Its value is shown by its roots of 3. If you don't know the value of 2x or x roots of 3, then stop. Don't move because we're going to find Shorty! It doesn't matter which value you possess because x is the most useful. Its value is correct. If you have 2x, just divide by 2. And if x root 3, just solve for x. It's what you need to do. A triangle that is 45, 45, 90 should never be taken very lightly. They have congruent sides, a total of 2, so they both have the same value. The third side is also of use. The side with different measurements, the hypotenuse. Congruent sides are always x. That part is not at all complex. The hypotenuse is x roots of 2. Now all we need to do is solve this. It's easy to do. If you know the value of x, then you know two sides of the triangle. It's not at all complex. Then you input the value of x into the hypotenuse, 2 roots of x. But if you know the value of x roots of 2, then you solve for x. It's easy to do. The final portion of this graph is about a regular square pyramid. Don't start to class. At first it may seem really hard, but if you don't learn it, you'll be scarred. Many right-angles can be formed, so there are 3 different formulas. You've been warned. The first formula uses altitude, base, and slant height. If you think you can remember it, then you just might. Altitude plus half base is all squared, and all that equals the slant height squared. Now you just solve for the missing side, and you're 1/3 of the way there. What a ride. And that formula gives the edge, slant height, and base. We're going to solve this one in a nice, easy pace. The net altitude is plus the half base is all squared. It's equal to the edge, so don't be scared. Just solve the equation for the missing measurement. And now you're 2/3 of the way there. What an achievement. The final equation is just like the others. They're also closely related like brothers. It has minus half the base of squared to equal the edge, which is also squared. Just like the others, solve for the missing portion. Enjoy all in proportion. Now we know all of Chapter 9. It was so cool, it sent chills down my spine. Now we gotta go take a nap. This is the end of the Chapter 9 wrap.